Hi everyone, my name is Lizzie and I'm building a miniature late medieval cottage. Today I'm going to show you how to make a tiny little stool for your own dollhouse, miniature or replica model. The measurements in this video work for a 12th scale model. This is my second ever tutorial, so do let me know what you think, and if you want to see more then subscribe to my channel. For tools, you'll need a saw for cutting the wood. I use a razor saw because it's got really fine teeth. A knife for carving. I use both a cheap utility knife and a bushcraft knife. A paintbrush. Mine is a short-handled, flat synthetic brush for acrylic paint. A pencil for marking out the seat. Some sandpaper. I got a multi-pack of different types so I could learn which ones I prefer. For this project I use 80 grit, which is a fairly fine grit but still takes off a decent amount of wood. You'll need some glue. I used wood glue. And you'll also need some way of staining your wood. You can use acrylic paint, but I used satin wood stain in dark oak. For wood, I bought a value bag of balsa wood offcuts. I get on really well with balsa wood because it's soft and forgiving and easy for beginners. I used two pieces of wood for this project, a 5mm thick piece of balsa wood that's around 7 centimeters long and just under 3 centimeters wide, and a block that measures 25 by 11 by 8 millimeters. Start by drawing a triangle on a flat piece of wood. I used the squares on my cutting mat to kind of measure what I was doing, but I mostly eyeballed it. The triangle I drew is 33 millimeters along the bottom part of the triangle. The rest is just an isosceles triangle, so the other two sides are equal to each other. You want it to be a shorter triangle rather than taller. Cut your triangle out with a saw. I used my razor saw here. Once that's cut out, use a knife to shave off some of the harsher lines and corners. Make sure to be super careful if you use the knife the same way that I am here, as I know it's not the safest way. Definitely don't use a scalpel or a thinner blade this way. I find this the easiest way for me to control this type of knife. The only time that I've ever been injured is when I try to do it the safe way, so I know this works for me, but please be super careful. Then sand that down with 80 grit sandpaper. I sanded the front part of the seat, the 33mm bottom part of the triangle, into a bit of a dip in the middle to show that it's been worn down and bent by use over the decades. Once that's done, I like to go in and scratch the surface with my fingernail, creating dents and scuffs, as if it's a very old piece of furniture that's been used lots and lots. For the legs, I chopped a small block of wood into quarters. You can use a smaller piece of wood and skip this step, but this is what I have available. Carve 3 of the pieces roughly into cylinders with a utility knife. Carving them more at the bottom so it forms a taper, and rounding off the taper at the very end. Use sandpaper to round off the tapered end. Cut the top of the legs at a 30-degree angle. I just use the angled lines on my craft mat for guidance. Then, with a glue of your choice, stick the legs onto the underside of each corner of the seat. I use a wood glue as I find it fairly easy to work with and it takes wood stain nicely. Lastly, finish your stool with a stain. I use a satin finish wood stain in dark oak. You can do multiple coats to deepen the finish, but I really like how it looks with just one coat for furniture. And there you go, a cute little 12th scale medieval stool. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.